I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye.
Said that you moved on. Where did I go wrong? I tried to make you stay, but I guess my love wasn't enough. Was it me or was it you, love? 'Cause I'm dying to know. Why do you wanna end? Was it real or just pretend? Tell me, why do you wanna end? Was he really just a friend? No sign of you at all. Just pictures on these walls, reminding me of how you threw away all that we've gone through. Was it all just a game to you? 'Cause I'm dying to know. Why do you wanna end? Was it real or just pretend? Tell me, why do you wanna end? Was he really just a friend? 'Cause it's plain in my head, every word that you said, I ain't worked it out yet. So why do you wanna end? Was it real or just pretend? If there was any sign that our love was in decline, I would have begged you not to go. I would have given even more. My heart is breaking up inside. Can't believe our love has died. Guess it's out of my control. Why do you wanna end? Was it real or just pretend? Tell me, why do you wanna end? Is he really just your friend? 'Cause it's plain in my head, every word that you said, I ain't worked it out yet. So why do you wanna end? Was it real or just pretend? Why do you wanna?
When it hurts like this, we climb the gates, jump down and have a fight, and that's all we'll ever like. But that changed my mind when it's good. It's
Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this wonderful evening where we have Lundqvist Darkside up against VISU Gaming Snow. I'm joined by Barkley.
Oh, it's just so nice to be here. I'm glad to actually join a Darkside stream, and I hope we will do. I hope we do see 2 wins today.
Yes, of course. Darkside can still technically make playoffs, but I think they need to win every single game and also hope for some other teams to lose every single game, kind of. But of course, when there's a possibility, we believe.
There's always a way, and I mean, yes, it's not in their hands anymore, but we'll see if maybe chances on our side, and maybe playoffs is actually a possibility. And even if not, then of course there's still a lot to play for, because you could just end up in relegations if you're unlucky. So yeah, still just playing for Division 3 if push comes to shove.
We are about to jump into Champion Select White soon. We're waiting for all of the players to join the lobby, and then we're gonna have a draft LOL as per usual, and we'll see what the teams have priority on. VISU Gaming Snow elected to go for the blue side for game 1.
Yeah, I feel like blue side recently has just been the superior side in every aspect. You can just ban out a lot more comfort picks than on red side, and red side's kind of relegated to always ban the very, very strong picks. Like Zeri, for example. I feel like Silas might be up there in the bans.
Agreed. Let's see the OPGGs. Oh, there's so many Zoe games. And Viego for the jungler for VGS.
I looked a bit into the teams, of course, and VGS, their top laner is a Riven main. So I'm expecting a Riven ban, but so far he's actually only played Gangplank and Aatrox throughout the whole NLC Division 3. So I don't think we'll see bans on all 3 of those. Maybe we see the Gangplank banned if Darkside decides to go that route. And I'm not sure if they want to first pick one of those if they're blue side. Maybe the Gangplank is that higher priority pick. Otherwise, there's of course still other options. Something like the Seraphine, for example, very strong at the moment.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And also, Gangplank is of course blind pickable, but Aatrox and Riven not so much. So those, if you want to ban them away, you could just wait for the second rotation, I would have to imagine.
Yeah, I mean, Riven mains are known for just picking Riven whenever, so I don't feel like the Riven player actually. I'm not quite sure whether it was banned against him, but I just don't feel like he's gonna play it in a competitive setting. So Gangplank's most likely what we'll see if it's not banned away, and if it is banned away, the Seraphine might have to be banned as well. Otherwise, that's gonna be a first pick. Siva's quite strong now with the changes as well. Maybe that one. Not sure what else they would like to play. Maybe the Zoe for their mid laner.
Yep. So some issues getting into draft it seems, but we should be there any second now. Surely.
I mean, it's always the same, right? So I'm usually, since I am German, I'm usually casting the Prime League, the German league. It's always the same. It doesn't matter where we are, it doesn't matter what league we're in. It's just always draft issues, and also the fact that we're even using a draft tool, something that also is sometimes a bit debated, but we do get ahead into draft right now. So Jay's going to be the first ban against Darkside. No surprises there. I think Pucci. What can I say? He's a Jason Joyer. What is it, like 600 games on the champion? That's insane.
Yeah, and also I think around 1.3k solo queue games in total.
Yeah, I saw it.
While still studying.
Is he still studying?
Yes.
I mean, that's some dedication right there. 1,630 games. I actually calculated when looking it up because I was so amazed.
Oh. We can see the Jace Victor being banned away as well with the Gragas. Butch has been playing some Gragas in the top lane. And as expected, the Seraphine getting taken away along with the Seri and the Diana. Have you seen some tank Diana builds?
Some time ago, not the newest one, I feel like.
Yeah, because
but I'm not.
Yeah, do you know what it is?
I remember there being what's it called? The item that also Kali used to build. I feel like that was a thing, but that's probably not it anymore.
You mean Riftmaker?
Do you go Riftmaker?
No.
And then just build tank?
Well,
no.
okay, I don't know what the old one was.
The item that Kali built. It's Turbo Chemtech.
Oh, that one. Oh, okay. Well, now it's Nashor's Tooth into Sunfire.
I feel like I feel like that's actually kind of the builds that we see right now. Also the blade into Sunfire build by Yon. That's really disgusting. I'm not a fan of it. And
No. And we can see the B1 Sivir coming in from VGS. We have to catch up here. And the Lucian Nami for Darkside. Viego along with the Zoe for VGS.
Yeah,
The Zoe.
It's just the comfort pick, right? You usually want to go for comfort while you're not in the highest league. So, and even then, I like the Zoe. Azia as an answer. Not quite sure about that matchup, honestly.
I think Azir could also be quite a comfort pick for Forslund. As of recently, he's been practicing it a lot, and in their last series, he completely smurfed game 2 with an insane Shurima shuffle that ended the game.
I mean, then it's easy to see why. And Darkside, of course, already have a very strong bot lane picked into the Sivir. So I suppose that was the idea going into the draft, leaving one of the power picks open and then just going for the other one in the bot lane. So you have the Lucian army already have a very easy lane to play towards, just waiting for the jungle. And I'm hoping for something aggressive on the jungle for Darkside as well.
We'll see. Darkside obviously targeting the supports as VGS have yet to lock that in. Meanwhile, VGS taking away junglers. It looks like Trundle has been taken away and should be another jungler. Unless they ban away a top laner, of course.
Let me actually just glance at some jungle champions. I mean,
Wukong.
I feel like it's very difficult to prepare for Kakis, and the Graves locked in. That's quite surprising, and that's not the aggressiveness that I wanted out of the jungle. Could still be top lane in theory. I think Uchi did play some Graves.
Yeah, although I definitely don't think it is. I think this is a little bit of some new Graves tech. We'll see if Kakis is enlightened, because I've seen a new build floating around where you go Umbral Glaive into Gore Drinker.
Oh, I feel like I've actually also seen that. Yeah. I mean, the jungler from Lundqvist Light Side is also a huge Graves enjoyer. So that's about all I know about Graves. Big fan of it.
Yeah, that may or may not be the source that I have.
I see.
Okay, so the Karma Aatrox for VGS, that means that Darkside will get the... Well, of course, we knew they will get the counter pick in the top lane. Oh, and it's the Gwen, maybe. It is. I think I like that one.
Yeah, in the end, VISU actually still just blind picked the Aatrox, which must have been predicted by Darkside. There's not much else that the top laner plays. It's just Gangplank and Aatrox all along, and with the Karma Sivir, that's quite the strong bot lane as well to go against the Lucian army.
I really like the Aatrox, so paired up with the Sivir, I think it makes sense when you have the Sivir ultimate.
Karma shields as well. That's gonna be one fast Aatrox.
Yeah, it is.
So we should have the draft soon, right?
Yeah, the real draft should start any second now. I was just surprised because when I tried to get my OBS some new features working, I realized my OBS was like, well, 3 or 4 years old. It doesn't update for some reason, so I updated new OBS, and I realized some things don't work entirely like they used to. When I switched scene just seconds ago, it was on my second monitor, so I had to work around that. But I've tried everything else, and nothing should be a problem from now on.
Let's hope, and even if shouldn't be that big of a deal. If you need any help, you can ask me. I mean, I have some experience in working with OBS, so we should be good to go. But looking at the draft again, generally I'm not a so I am a fan of Graves in the hands of Bambi, but other than that, I'm not a huge fan of Graves, quite honestly, because I feel like whenever I see the champion in a competitive setting, it's always kind of underwhelming. I've never or very seldom seen Graves really carry, and I'm not quite sure what the role of Graves is going to be with that new build. Is he going to be a frontline with the Gore Drinker, or with Umber Glaive? Is he going to be a damage dealer? What's his role there? If you can
Both.
enlighten me.
I think he deals a lot of damage and he goes War Drinker so he doesn't die. So it's just, I think, a bit of a bruiser build, kind of. I'm gonna see if I can find the build.
That sounds like the old Shield Bow Bloodthirster build, but just slightly different, right? Because that was also the frontline damage dealing, sustaining against all
Yes,
the damage.
yes indeed.
So it might just be the updated version of that.
Oh yeah, so you go Black Cleaver after that, and then you kind of go Bruiser, just semi-tank items. It's a bit disgusting.
It sounds disgusting, definitely does.
And I mean, obviously we don't know if he's gonna go for it. Maybe he just plays normal. Maybe
What's
it's,
normal then? Is it crit? Is it lethality?
I think it's lethality in the jungle. I think Eclipse is, at least was small. Wait, let me check what is most common right now.
I mean, apart from the Graves, it's all kind of in the current meta. All the strong champions, the Sivir, with the Karma, the Lucian army as well. So I feel like we've seen a lot of these champions in the recent weeks, last patches.
Yeah, so looking at the Graves match history, a lot of players go for the Umbral Glaive, Gore Drinker, Black Cleaver, Frozen Heart kind of build.
Okay, I mean Frozen Heart is kind of a amazing item in this game, so I would be expecting that.
But some still go for the Eclipse Collector kind of lethality type build as well.
Yeah, I feel like Frozen Heart's just absolutely amazing. They're still a little squishy, so if actually the Graves does get ahead, we might just see the lethality Graves, especially if the Graves goes Umbral Glaive first. There's still the option to just go lethality afterwards, right? You don't really lose out on an item or something like that.
Yeah, true. I think regardless of which build you're going for, you go Umbral Glaive first. Because it's really gold efficient.
Yeah.
It's also just broken to one-shot wards.
Yeah, absolutely.
So looking into the matchup a bit, I think top lane is one of the matchups where if either one of them gets ahead, it's just gonna be a complete stomp. Don't you think?
I feel like that has to be true. I don't think Gwen that's just speculation, but I don't feel like Gwen has an easy time against the Aatrox, regardless whether she comes ahead. As soon as Gwen does get ahead, she probably can just run down the Aatrox, but I feel like Aatrox has the easier side of the matchup, to be quite honest. But that's, as I said, just speculation, because the Gwen was picked into the Aatrox, so that might just also be very wrong.
Yeah. So I wonder if Butchie goes for the TP Ignite then, for the Grievous Wounds of course against the Aatrox, or if he goes for a more standard TP Ghost.
Also, the fact that the top lane matchup is so versatile also makes me wonder where the Graves is going to go, because you have this very strong bot lane that wants to have the pressure to just kill, and then you also have this top lane matchup that might just be swayed very easily by the jungler just coming and visiting. So I feel like Darkside is spoiled for choice, but actually has to regard both sides of the map here, and you can't really just decide to focus bot lane or focus top lane.
Agreed. Also, yeah, I think you play into the bot lane, you just let the top laners do their thing. I think it's easier for Viego to gank top than it is for Graves to gank top.
Yeah.
And the mid lane should just be, I see kind of winning out, at least in the early game against the Zoe. Probably taking the cleanse, at least in my head that's what you go for, in case there is a sleepy trouble bubble landing. Other than that, yeah, obviously the Darkside bot lane should be really strong, and yeah, I think we see the Graves at least patting bot on the first clear, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to actually pressure or kind of threaten anything from Lucian and Army against Sivir Karma. Just such a potentially passive, or not passive, but rather defensive bot lane with so many defensive resources that you're not really able to pressure anything, right? There's a lot of damage in the initial combo, but with the shields, as well as Karma heals if you want to go onto her. Sivir has a spell shield against, for example, the Piercing Light, I think it's called, the Lucian Q. So a lot of just defensive tools that can be used against it. So it might be very, very worth to just get them ahead, because then the skill pressure is going to be there again.
Yeah. It's a really random question. Do you always wear a hat when you cast? Because I think you do.
I actually do, yeah. I have never casted, or on camera casted, without a hat on.
Nice.
And there's no real reason for it. I mean, at the moment we have like 30 degrees.
Oh,
and
yeah, true.
I just power through it. There's no real reason. It's not like I'm unhappy with my hair or my hairstyle sucks. It's just at one point I just decided I wanted to do that, and now it's at
Yeah, why
least it
not?
makes me a bit more memorable.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember you always wearing a hat, so it works.
Easy as that.
Okay, so 1 more minute. We're waiting for the spectator delay, and then we will get into game numero uno in this best of 2 series.
I really like best of 2 series actually. Having the option to at least change a few things towards the second game. I don't like best of 1s. Best of 3s can get a bit jarring sometimes, depending on of course where and what kind of games. So LCK, for example, I am casting the German LCK, and some best of 3s, because it's the LCK, they just tend to go on forever. So best of 2 is a very nice format, just kind of in between.
I think obviously I prefer best of 2 over best of 1, because I think well it's less likely to be an upset, but for that same reason I also prefer BO3 over BO2.
Yeah, I mean, from a competitive standpoint, it does make a lot of sense to have more games, right? Best of 3 makes a lot of sense. I feel like that's the best solution from a competitive standpoint, but I feel like from a viewer standpoint, best of 1s it's a good compromise between a viewer standpoint and a competitive standpoint, I feel like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to see my first Darkside game in action.
Oh, and it's Aatrox with the Ignite, and Gwen doesn't have Ignite.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting then. I mean, then the Aatrox has to have the upper hand in that matchup, right?
Yes. It's actually both solo laners for VGS have chosen to go for the Ignite, whereas both solo laners for Darkside went TP.
I'm a bit intrigued by the Ignite from Zoe, because actually I felt like Zoe must have a decent matchup until this year, because you just outranged the Azir. If one Sleepy Trouble Bubble actually does hit, then Forceland might just be in a lot of danger, especially early on. Although he should be able to just keep the push the early levels, right?
Yeah, I think so for sure, at least when you go the Ahri, which makes a lot of sense into the poke matchups. We have one of these classic
true.
spectator bugs. Boom.
Classic spectator bug.
Yeah, there's a few of them, but
Yeah.
we know how to battle them. Oh, another scoreboard is fixed.
Perfect.
Okay, so we are into game number 1. It's VGS up against Lundqvist Darkside. That's VISU Gaming Snow up against Lundqvist Darkside in NLC Div 3.3.
And while it's not the most important matchup in terms of a direct impact into the standings, it's important for Darkside to just get every point there is, just to make sure that you're not going to lose that spot in Division 3. Make sure not to slip towards that Division 4 relegation spot. So, of course, as always, every win does count. Playoffs also still reachable in theory, although in practice it might be a bit difficult.
Minions have spawned.
But there is hope.
There's always hope. The last thing you lose is hope. So for the moment, maybe it is going to be division. What would actually... Okay, so this might be a bit of a tangent, but what would happen if Darkside was to go to Division 2? Can you have two teams in the second
No,
division?
I think the spot will have to be given to the players and I think I find org.
But I mean, it doesn't matter anyway, because the first invade is going to come through first blood as well. For the Aatrox, I mean, that's just an absolutely horrendous start.
yeah, that was a really nice late invade by VGS. Aatrox picking up that one, and they didn't even use a single summoner spell.
I would have expected that one to come out at least, but I mean, Bushi now had to teleport up towards the lane, so the teleport change doesn't really matter, and you got the red buff as well, so Kakis might just have to, well, might just struggle throughout his jungle. His little red buff huge on Graves, and now it's just missing.
Yeah, and now Diego's going for a gank in the top lane, it looks like.
Looking towards the top lane, the stun is gonna hit, but that's about it. So everything just relax a little bit. There's no flash on the Gwen, so that's an easy target.
Exactly, Gwen is not immune when she's level 1. And also Viego, of course, I think just dashes into the Gwen W, so she can't be immune most of the time.
Oh, that's true. I mean, same goes for Aatrox. Second and third reactivation of his Q, most likely. So, Buchi now without TP, he is definitely going to struggle a little bit. We do see some counterplay from Kakas, at least. He went for the bot side invade after seeing Xcappy going towards the top lane.
He did, and I think it's a bit weird that VGS didn't ward their bottom side at all. Looks like, oh, maybe they're spotting it out now though. Karma is roaming up.
They will spot him going for the red buff, but Kakas should also spot the Karma, so now he might just be in trouble. The binding's still going to connect. Now the Viego can join him with the flash, the stun as well. The damage is there, the trouble bubble. It's not the trouble bubble, it's still a trouble with the bubble from Nami, and the kill is going over to the Viego. So 2 kills now already against Darkside.
Yeah, Kak is definitely in some trouble after that one. Still, well, he is level 3 on the Graves, but he is down 8 CS. He has lost out on a few camps, and he now has to get back into the game.
Yeah, that's going to be quite difficult because, of course, the Viego is not going to keep still. Flash out for Forsland, and that's yet another gank that results in some form of impact. So Xcappy is really happy right now.
So Viego doing tons. He got the bot lane Skull Crab, went for the instant gank mid, got the flash mid, and now he's going for the top Skull Crab as well. Already picked it up.
I mean, what do you do as a Grace at this point? You lost a bit of your jungle, now you just have to power farm, and as we do see on the minimap, they know exactly what Karkas wants to do. He just wants to farm up to get to a point where he can actually contest, and that's just going to be quite a lot of time. Until then, Xcappy pretty much has free reign over the whole map.
Indeed, indeed. So the first dragon about to spawn in 25 seconds. It's a Cloud Drake, the toughest one to solo. We'll see if Xcappy puts any resources into that. Oh, it's Bev's
Engage on the bot lane over. Piercing Lightning does not hit, and there's the Karma answer. Did connect, but that's about it. Now they just chase down, what's it called? Peter Raw?
Yeah, he's called Pluck.
He's what?
Yeah, Pluck. So, you know,
Pluck? Okay.
as in pluck a feather.
Yeah, understood. I will keep that in mind. But still, I mean, it is very difficult to solo, but still, with a 3-man unit, you do get the first Drake with a lot of ease.
Oh.
And yet another engage, but you can just dash out of it as Gwen. 2 mobile. First Drake over. And a bit of chilling, but never mind. There's gonna be the next engage. The Inner Flame is gonna do onto the Lucian. Nami very far forward. The Ignite is taking on the Karma. Not enough, however. Sivir will just keep her support alive.
Jack is there as well, just to push in the wave and let this bot lane reset. And also pick up some farm and gold. Butchie went for the... Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's already quite a lot of action. Though, in between all this action, the Lucian, so Bebs, was actually able to secure quite a substantial farm lead.
Oh yeah, he's up 16 CS. Wow. Oh, maybe Xcappy and Zoe roaming up for the dive in the top lane. Butchie not quite level 6 yet.
And actually gonna dive in 3v1.
Wait.
Gwen is still alive. The next knockup is gonna hit over, and that's
So close.
yeah, actually really close there.
Oh.
And the Emperor's Divide also not gonna hit. Nice flash there by the Zoe, just to make it out alive.
Wow, that was so close for Butchie to pick up the Viego. Xcappy was so close to fall. Cactus is here. Aatrox quite far past the flash, of course. No World Ender.
Let me just look for the gang. No option to keep the Aatrox at bay as well. So just raw damage. Still gets out the flash from the Aatrox. Also some attention from Xcappy on the Viego, who's looking to help out his top laner. They're both gonna stay there. Graves still hovering around, so there might just be another fight coming our way on top lane. They're still waiting. Just waiting.
So he's roaming again.
Oh no, Zoe's also gonna hit on the Graves in the jungle. The Sleepy Trouble Bubble, this time for real, is gonna hit and it's gonna buy a lot of time.
No,
The rest of
the
the team's gonna join in as well, and that's an easy pickup onto Kakis. The second death for the jungler and the second kill for the enemy jungler. Second kill for Xcappy.
Oh no, and didn't our red buff just respawn and Viego's gonna get that one? Oh no.
I mean, it's a tragedy at this point.
Dive.
So bot lane is gonna try to dive there. The Carling dealing a lot of damage, the bubble as well to keep the Karma at bay. That's gonna join the Gwen now, going towards the bot lane, and the two people beneath the turret, the needlework to get the kill onto Sivir. That's the first one, the second one as well. Trouble bubble not gonna connect, and actually Brudaboni is gonna make it out alive. Two kills on the other side, and now Zoe has joined the fray. And he has to run, will make it out. Not gonna connect with a battle star, but still that's 2 kills in a dive that did not go according to plan.
That's a disaster for Darkside, an absolute disaster. They have to get at least 2, and also they fell with 2 oh, the dive.
Wait, that's another dive in the top lane. The next actually gonna connect as well. That's the Darkened Blade. 3 strikes and a death on the side of Darkside. Forceland not able to stay alive. Now Gwen might actually also be in trouble. Xcappy is waiting, but Bucci quite aware of the situation.
The Aatrox now 3-0-1. Xcappy has picked up the Rift Curl as well. Maybe use that towards the bot lane, try to get some more gold into the Sivir. Has been struggling a bit up against the Lucian man.
I mean, in those short trades, no, he does not win out. Not at all. The attempt to dive once again by the Aatrox. I feel like as soon as he has the Darkened Blade up again, he's going to go for another dive bot lane. However, there's going to be some action. The bind not going to connect. However, Aatrox, yet another engage. Lucian with some help from Nami. Graves is there as well. But in the end, no possibility. I mean, the last dive went horribly wrong, so I feel like that should deter Darkside from attempting another one right away.
I think they're gonna go for the dive. Forceland is roaming. No, he was roaming down.
Just looking. Maybe there is an opening.
Lukaku is now patiently waiting in the bot lane bush. Meanwhile, Xcappy is clearing away his raptors.
And he's even gonna find a gank in mid lane. Petal Star, Everfrost as well. Everfrost already finished. No, I was kind of scared for the second there. Of course, the Ludens is most likely what he's always gonna do. And that was, of course, just a W. Still, a lot of damage down already onto Force, and he needs to be careful with the jungle just roaming around the middle. Drake's well.
That's gonna be the second dragon for VGS, unless Darkside go for a contest, but I don't think they can.
Yeah, I don't really think they want to fight here. It looks like Darkside actually, they were in position to go for it, decided against it. So, back to a lane assignments. Butcher, however, needs to be careful. The needlework is going to keep him alive for the moment, but the Aatrox cannot chase the Gwen far enough to mobile. Too many slows. Still, Zoe on her way has the strike breaker for some extra movement speed. Petal Star flash, not enough damage to ignite. And the electrocute as well. That's going to be the kill picked up from the Zoe mid lane.
Zoe is just yeah, a champion designed by
They're just
certainly
continuing.
team.
That was a trade. That was a trade and a half, to be quite honest. Looks like actually Kakas might be in danger here. The next Dark Blade not connected. But that's so much damage! And just to kill, yet another kill, rather, for the top lane. A flash out by a plot on the bot lane as well. Feels like everything's just falling apart at this point.
Yeah, a 6,000 gold lead for VGS 12 minutes into the game. And that's so much damage on the Aatrox. I mean, it's against Graves, who has armor built into his kit.
I'm not quite sure if he actually has the plated steel caps completed already, but he also has them in his inventory, so that might have been there as well.
Yeah, if he did, I don't think he did, but if he did, that's just so insane damage from Aatrox.
I mean, the Aatrox already has finished this clips. If we look at the items, it's a few first items already there. Xcapi as well with the Blade of the Rune King, and then you have the most important part of bigger item power spikes on Zoe, on Sivir, and the other side. At least the Lucian can hold his own with the Gale Force, but I mean, Graves just sitting on that serrated Dirk. The strength of the item build, or rather of the first item, the Lethality Vision item, is that it's rather cheap, but Kakas right now, he just can't keep up.
Yeah, well, at least neither jungler has super high farm. Of course, Diego is up 20 of dive top, maybe? Oh.
I mean, he can always just go for the dive whenever whenever he desires. He can just go for it. At least the bubble is gonna hit. There, the top lane dive once again shown. Aatrox still looking for that fight.
Yeah, he of course has the Eclipse to sustain up on the minions afterwards, but Butchie also has completed his leeching lair building into the Rift Maker, so he will be sustaining a bit better in these fights and after these fights.
And look at the items from Butchie. He has to, or rather, he built the Oblivion Orb because he did not have the Ignite, or does not have the Ignite, rather with the Ghost Teleport. No chance to apply Grievous Wounds, so has to find this now, which made his power spike even more. All in all, it's a terrible situation for Darkside right now across the board. All lanes in trouble. Lucian, the only one who might be able to fight back right now. And even he's against Karma and Sivir mid lane. However, that's a very nice Dreamer shuffle. And that's a nice kill. Culling meanwhile on the ball lane. He's not going to find the kill. The flash forward. Still 1-for-1 a trade. Graves not able to chase the Karma. And that's a nice in a flame. The mantra to get the kill onto the Nami. And in the end, it's one more.
Wait, no.
VGS, and it looks like it's going to be even a further Aatrox meanwhile. Got another kill with a huge flash. 0-5 and the Karma as well. That's an ace. That's an ace in what, the 13th minute, I feel like?
Yeah, 14 minutes into the game. VGS with 14 kills have just found the ace. Oof.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it'll be a fast first game.
Yeah,
that's
oh
for sure.
No.
And he's, yeah, not really much you can say about that. VIPC will still be alive, but the Karma just smacked him in the face.
How much gold does Karma have? He's sitting on 2k.
I mean, she's only 600 behind the Lucian.
Yeah. Oh, but top lane as well. 2.6k gold.
Yeah, that's the gold difference if I've ever seen one. We're in the 15th minute and we have a gold difference of 7,000 gold. And yet another 1v1 in the top lane with Aatrox looking to find the kill onto the Gwen, and it doesn't look like Butchie can escape this one. Next knock up will connect, no flash
Ghost
available, so no kill. Yeah.
But he's down 5 kills and 50 CS in the top lane. It's a bit rough.
We have to look at the bright side, not the light side, but at the bright side. At least there's a slight farm difference in bot lane towards Darkside. So the Hopium is here for the Lucian, but all in all, this game looks quite difficult to fight back.
Yeah, just like you're saying, I think the hope for Darkside right now is the Lucian. It is Fed, who is quite strong. He's only down about 200 gold, 200-300 gold. which is not a lot compared to his teammates. Now VGS has picked up the third dragon.
Really nice play with the culling, a lot of damage onto the Aatrox. However, might be difficult if he can just turn this one around. A lot of lives still, but no flash available. So in the end, not enough to close the distance. Then a nice shutdown and also onto the Lucian. So perfect scenario here. Nice play by Darkside.
Indeed. I think there's no way they contest that Drake anyway. So they found a shutdown on the Aatrox. That was really nice from Darkside.
And now the attempt to engage in the mid lane, or at least the attempt to keep the turret alive. The tidal wave is just gonna find the minions. Battlestorm, that's a kill if I've ever seen one. No, Nami's gonna stay alive for the moment. Not enough in the end. It is the kill for the Zoe. And that's just another pick that they found. VOD trying to get at least a little bit back in terms of gold in the top lane.
Yeah, now at least Babs has picked up the rapid fire cannon. Perhaps if he can find 1, 2, 3 more kills somehow, picks up the IE, and maybe there is a way. It's looking really grim though.
Yeah, I mean at some point you just have to hope, and it looks like Babs also has to hope to survive this one. Nice dodge on this one, but the Sleepy Travel Bubble is gonna connect, and the kill in the end. Now Lucian on the other side of the rift. Scappy will not press any further. They're just gonna get the bot lane tier 2 turret.
Yeah, and they don't really have to do. Oh wait, was that Tactics placing a Vitral mid? Oh, it was.
Some more gold in the pockets of Darkside. That can only be positive. Nice, nice. Looks like he might just get the first turret.
I think he will get the tower.
Can he get another charge? Is the question. No,
No,
Aatrox.
the Aatrox is right there. Can he
Yeah,
survive? Is
that's,
the real question.
He's trying.
I think it's okay.
For the World Ender, Aatrox will at least try to chase. Blast Cone over the wall.
He's out.
He's going for the chase, but yeah, feels like he's out. I mean, that's a good play then.
Yeah. Got down gold on the tower, of course. 350 extra gold for taking that one down. Oh, and Diego, of course, is going for the Blade of Ruin King Sunfire build.
When we talked about it, it's disgusting, is what I'd like to say. Also, on the other side of the rift, we see Kakis going most likely,
Red team's turret has been
or
destroyed.
it could it still be Gordrinker?
Yeah.
Do you need
it
a
is.
Caulfield's Warhammer for the Gordrinker?
Yeah, you do, you do.
Yeah, that's also the chain movement is in, so yeah, it's definitely the Gordrinker. I mean, yeah. So we see both items. I feel like the Viego is still gonna be more of a problem with the fact that he's up a level and also a lot of gold. Now the top lane dive. The Aatrox actually not enough to kill the Gwen. There's the kill with the Heartbreaker. Viego now going to extend the dive on the Gwen. It's gonna keep him immune against the culling. And just dashing out. Just one quick and clean kill. And they just disappear again. And the next one.
No way.
No way.
Aatrox survived that with the sliver of health thanks to the heal from the Karma. Oh no,
And
Kakis
talking about
going to
Karma.
flash away.
The bubble, not gonna connect. But Karma did find the flash from Kakis, as you said. And at this point, Darkside, they can stay in their base, and that's about all they can look at. That's about every... There's nothing else on the map where you can stay safe, except maybe in your base.
Yeah, they have to be really happy when they're able to pick up even a single jungle camp. At this point. And now, as the rest of VGS are winning, of course the Severe is getting back in CS and is now ahead of Bebs as well.
Yeah. It is a Sivir after all. Unfortunately, that last slither of hope slowly slithering away.
Yeah, it might slither even faster in the next 40 or in 40 seconds when the Mountain Dragon spawns. That's gonna be soul for VGS, and I don't think Darkside can do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, you'd have to contest, but Darkside have to get out of their base
think you
before
go
they
for
can
the
actually
Baron, though.
contest.
I think
You might just... Yeah?
if they can
They're
sneak
looking.
the Baron, I think that's the best play.
Yeah, might just be. I mean, you have a lot of Baron damage, actually. Gwen, Graves, Azir, and Lucian, that's a lot of damage. The biggest problem might just be you need someone to tank it, and you also need to be there in
Go
time.
for it. Oslo now baiting, right? They are baiting. Surely Darkside will go for the Baron, 100%.
Yeah, it looks like it. They're moving towards it as a 4-man unit. Empress Divide to buy even more time. 2 people chasing behind the Azir. Forceland, he's just buying
so
more
time.
time. Yet another Empress Divide. No, Shuffle, shooting a Shuffle, of course. And he gets further away, trying to escape towards the jungle. That's going to be the death sentence. But still, that's lost time board on the Baron. And that's down. That's a Baron for Darkside. To 1000 HP, no chance for...
How could VGS let this happen?
They just... They had too much fun, I feel like, but still,
That's
dead? Still a lot of trouble. Gwen found them, and Gwen is gonna be the first one to, just be left in the jungle. On the other hand, the Nami is trying to escape from the Karma. That's a support battle, but that's kind of unfair because now it's a 1v2 with Aatrox joining as well, and that's just a dead fish. There's not enough fish in the sea to cure that one.
Never falter.
I mean, that was still so good for Darkside. Of course, it would have been better if all of them got out, but they still got the Baron, which gives a lot of gold and a lot of XP as well. And the shutdown on the bounty, of course.
Yeah, so in theory, that's a little win. In practice, might still be very difficult. Kaka's trying to go for one jungle camp, the closest one to the base. No chance. Honestly, just found and just obliterated. First inhibitor turret about to fall. It's the mid lane inhibitor turret. Next trouble ball is going to hit to the Lucian. And there's the world ender. There's the attempt of killing him. No chance. Dash out. And Peps is alive. First inhibitor is going to fall, but that's about it. Now moving towards the top lane inhibitor. Waves on its way. The tower's still standing. This might be a possibility for Darkside to at least stall for a little bit. If you can get this wave off the turret.
Now, in 4 minutes time, if the game is still going, there could be an Elder flip. And I'm just saying, Kaki stole a Baron last series, which made Darkside win the game eventually.
So we're looking forward to that Baron steal. Babs still in trouble, has to flash out Tidal Wave to catch the Aatrox, but not enough damage to even remotely get close to killing this Aatrox. Meanwhile, the whole jungle will fall. Lightside no longer have a jungle. That's all VISU Gaming knows. And they're able to pick up all the CS. The next big objectives also spawning in 3 minutes and a half. So that's the next point where Darkside has to find some way of leaving their base and some way of fighting an objective.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see the positives. I mean, I think Darkside getting Baron was really huge for them being able to defend as much of their base as they are. Baron is about to fall off though, and I think their top lane inhibitor will probably fall when it does.
Yeah. No real way around losing most of your base against this big of a gold difference. It's bigger than 10,000 at this point. We're in the 25th minute. And, well, it's going to be the bot lane inhibitor turret. Potentially to fall first. Double onto the Graves. That's too much damage. That's just a one-shot. And that's no jungler no longer. So, huge part of the wave clear might just be missing. Azir and Lucian still have a lot of it, but they also need to be careful with all the other minion waves and Aatrox in the top lane as well. So, have to just fall back. Which he tries to keep this top lane turret alive, but it's going to be dove by the Aatrox. Too much damage.
But VGS are just going to end the game then.
Yeah. If you chase, you will just lose your base. That's the saying. Or maybe the Empress Divide. No, only gonna hit on 2, and they can just walk out the turret range. And too much damage to return. The Azir has to walk back, and that's a dead Gwen. And that's the heartbreaker for the first one. First Nexus turret to fall as well, and that's gonna be the Nexus as well. 5-man is strong. VISU Gaming Snow around the Nexus off with Darkside. No chance of getting this one. I mean, they tried. The Baron was a very good idea, but in the end, that was a very one-sided game.
I have to agree. That was a very one-sided game indeed. That was, I think, it started going south on the late invade, and then it just went, well, downhill from there. Yeah,
Yeah.
looking at the damage graph, the Aatrox with 21,000 damage, most by far. He just dealt so much damage.
I mean, adding the damages that Darkside did this game together.
Oh no.
I mean,
no.
you're still gonna be above the Aatrox, okay? But it's not that much actually. You're not even gonna double the Aatrox's damage with 5 people.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
Zoe as well. But I feel like honestly, the matchups, the lane matchups, they all looked very hard what Darkside had drafted for themselves. Azir into Zoe, yes, you can shove out the wave early on, but you're outranged. And then in the top lane, you have Aatrox, who always wants to fight against Gwen, who needs time to scale up. So I feel like the early game was favored for VISU Gaming Snow. And then, of course, the invade kind of got the ball rolling anyway.
Yeah. Here's what I'm thinking. Darkside drafted scaling. They had Asir and they had Gwen, and both of them went for the TP. They went for the scaling rune instead of an ignite, try to get some early game advantages. Whereas VGS went for the ignite, even on the Aatrox in the top lane. They tried to win lane, and obviously they did. And yeah, clearly winning lane means that you win the game.
It's as easy it's as easy as that.
Yeah, at least in this one it was. There were some nice moments from Darkside though. I think the Baron call was great. I think they could have went for that play even hadn't VDS chased Forslund. I think as long as VDS go for the Drake and have zero vision on the Baron, it's a really good play for Darkside to go for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so
100.
yeah, we'll be heading into a short break and then we'll get back into game 2, hopefully in just a few minutes. In the meantime, grab some refreshments, grab some snacks, and get ready for the redemption from Darkside.
Redemption arc starts now.
Yeah, my life is lovely now, I'm focused on me. You said you were about to die, I guess the car is on E. But see, I ain't even tripping, cause I just chose to believe that somebody gon' come around and give me just what I need. I don't wanna see you frowning, see you looking down and out. Coming to me crying, saying you miss having me around. Gave you chances and you blew it, you so easily influenced. All the times you told me beat it, now you gotta face the music, I'm saying.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. Yeah, I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time.
Boom. Okay, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're already into draft for game number 2. This time around, Darkside had side selection, and they went for the red side.
Yeah, I mean, get that counter pick. Get a counter pick that is not the Gwen into the Aatrox, because that definitely did not work out. But we do see some early adaptations already with the Zoe being banned out for the mid lane. So Azir, I feel like now has less problems, because it felt like the Zoe really just outranged the Azir. And yeah, Forceland might have had a bit of trouble with that. Still, Sivir first pick would not be surprising.
I agree. Really strong champion. Although I think Darkside handled it quite well, at least in the early stages of the game.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would not be mad at the Lucian Nami answer this. Yeah, probably gonna be Lucian. Yeah.
I feel like Sivir was the smallest problem that VISU Gaming Snow brought to the table. The Karma was quite strong, and she got quite a lot of kills, but that was not really the fault of anyone's, well, at least the bot lane, right? So I feel like bot lane's really fine. Darkside have a strong bot lane now. The rest of the draft's going to be where the exciting parts happen and where the adaptations happen, hopefully.
The difference being, though, Karma was picked in the second pick phase, so she wasn't. She was picked before.
True, that was Viego Zoe before.
Yeah.
So now only the Viego to go with the bot lane. And on the other side, you can of course match the jungle if you want to. You can pick a priority pick that you fear would be banned away if Darkside thinks that the Azir might be banned out. If they don't pick it right now, that would be an option.
Yeah, Seer gets locked in.
My crystal ball told me. Bans. What do you want to see banned apart from the Aatrox?
Yeah, the Aatrox getting banned away, of course, and VGS targeting junglers once again. Gangplank getting banned. Oh, they're really targeting the top laner of VGS this time around. Not banning any mid laners. Well, of course, Seraphine, kind of mid laner, and Zoe has already been banned.
So, I think what is going to happen is Lundqvist Darkside, they're going to pick a jungler here to get the top lane counter matchup. And then VISU Gaming Snow, they're just going to go with Riven. I think this is the Riven angle. Because Young King Visa,
Wait,
I feel like this name. Wait, what?
Elise? She's still in the game?
Wait, this is still a champion? Yeah, exactly. I have not seen an Elise for quite some time. You have early dive pressure now into bot lane. The problem is, how are you going to get in a position to dive against a Sivir Karma? You're not going to shove in the wave anyway.
Wait, no way.
Difficult.
It's the Kassadin.
I mean, that's an old school counter into the Azir. Now, give me the Riven. That's what I predicted. Otherwise, Camille's also a pick that the top lane of VISU Gaming Snow has picked quite a lot. So that would be a more standard pick, I guess. Ornn would also be an option, but I don't feel like that's going to be the case here. I think it's going to be a fighter.
I think Ornn is really good with Viego. But yeah, Camille. Now what is Darkside picking to that? There's no Jace, there's no Gragas, no Gangplank.
Volibear used to be an old counter into it. Not so sure if that's still the case. I don't know what else there is.
I mean, there is the Gnar. It's a playable matchup. Low key. Oh! But it's a Renekton. And I think Renekton was recently buffed, right?
Could be.
I think so.
I'm not quite sure.
I will look into it.
So you have let's say we talk about early game champions. So when I talk about early game champions, I think Renekton, I think Elise, not necessarily Lucian Nami, but they have early pressure. So yeah, that's an early game team if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I think Lucian Nami is also really early game. And Nami is gonna go for the Ignite Losing can go for the exhaust. I think they can be really oppressive in the early stages.
Yeah, definitely.
Playing into the Severe as well, or the Severe, I don't really know how she works now, but since they made her like hyper scaling crit ADC, I suppose her early game should be weak. And then Ushanami should just kind of stomp. Like they kind of did last game.
Yeah, they did play really well, and we're up, I think, 20 CS at least. So that's what we're expecting. The only difficulty that I see is now that you have an Elise, you really want to force this early game. And Siva and Karma should have enough wave clear to just thin out the wave so that a dive is not really that easy, if even possible.
Okay, so we're on patch 12 point something, and on 12.13, well, it was a kind of minor buff, but his ultimate now scales off a 5% bonus AD per tick, so there's just more damage. And they also, well, not too long ago, they buffed him as well. Wait. They buffed him multiple times this season! I'm not a huge fan of Renekton. Actually,
Maybe we're going back into the Renekton meta. I'm telling you, with all the buffs coming through, Renekton Italy, I'm here for it.
I will lock Gnar every single game I see Renekton.
I mean, Renekton into Gnar, it's a good matchup for the Gnar, but it's not unplayable, isn't it?
Nah, I mean, Renekton can still kind of just get some Fury, flash in with a W ignite and one-shot you when you're mini. That can happen, and when that happens you're sad, because then you've done something bad. but yeah, Renekton, obviously a great champion to set up for early plays. Renekton Elise, Renekton Nidalee, Renekton Talia, stuff like that. So I think we should see this Camille be quite sad, and also if this Camille goes for Ignite TP this game, I think she's hard inting, because I think she needs the flash in this the early stages.
I do agree. And as you said, Renekton Elise probably going to be the focus. I mean, if you pick Renekton and you have an AP jungle, then you usually just want to focus that top lane. So Camille most likely going to be the target. And all in all, I feel like this game might actually, and I said that as a joke beforehand, but this might actually go exactly the other way around, because the early game is just so oppressive with Renekton, Elise, Lucian, and Nami. And on the other hand, you have a Camille, you have a Kassadin, a Viego, Sivir. They all just want to get into the late game. And if Darkside make a 1 or 2 mistakes, that might just be the game. But if they don't and they just keep at it, this could be a quick 1-1.
True. And I hope to see Butchie with the Ignite this time around. The Flash Ignite on the Renekton. I think there's no way he doesn't go Ignite when you have the Renekton Elise.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, no real threat for an early invade like we saw in the last game when we VGS have the Castle in mid lane. Although
You don't really have anything that's too strong in level 1. On the other hand, you have Nami, very strong Elite Renekton. Probably Darkside could go for invade of their own.
True. Parma quite strong level 1 with the Mandra Qs that she can get. But yeah, that's about it. Kassadin, I don't even think it's a champion level 1, so... I think Kassadin is kind of good here, because, well, even though Darkside have the Elise, it's kind of hard to play around and see into a Kassadin. That's at least what I'm thinking. Perhaps it's gankable too, because you obviously want to shut down the Kassadin so he doesn't get his level 11, level 16 in that early. But I think the focus will just be on the Renekton in the top lane or Lucian Nami in the bot lane.
If you have these strong setup lanes, you might as well use them. And Cassidy, of course, an answer to this here, because you can escape the Empress Divide with, of course, your own ultimate. Apart from that, you can just create space, and you can also just go in. And if this Cassidy actually gets to that level 11 spike, maybe even level 16, then this game, I mean, even if you get to 2 items on the side of VGS, it's going to be very difficult to answer that.
Yeah, I can only agree. We'll see if it's the PTA Elise also. I think that's what most Elise players used when I last saw her. They press the attack keystone and also go for the Zork shoes instantly, I think, before you even purchase anything else. Just because the flat magic pen is so good on Elise.
It also feels really nice as an early game download to build early boots, just for that extra movement speed, to get more ganks in.
And we are heading into loading screen for game number 2. Camille with the TP Flash as expected. TP Flash on the Renekton as well. No Ignite for Butchie.
I'm a bit surprised. We do see some adaptation on the other hand. Cassidon TP, of course, Camille TP. We also see the exhaust from the Sivir with the heal from the Karma. I think we saw that the last game as well, and exhaust Ignite on the other side. And Elise actually with Conqueror.
Oh. Okay.
I'm not too sure about that.
Neither am I. I think PTA is the superior choice compared to Electrocute. And yeah, Conqueror just I don't know.
It just doesn't fit Elise at all. You don't want long fights. You just want to burst someone, just kill someone. So maybe it's a new technique. Who knows? We'll find out if it works.
I can check if any Elise players go for it.
I would be surprised, quite honestly.
It's Electrocute, First Strike, oh, of course. PTA, Dark Harvest. Yeah, wait, actually, there is one Conqueror Elise. Wait, it's the same guy. Wait, there is someone who plays Conqueror Elise.
Is it into tanks? Or is it a more tank style build?
No, it's the same build. It's Gideon from Katie Rolster.
Okay. Interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, that's.
I mean, he's literally the only one who plays it. He's played it 2 times. Oh, another one. Marcoon from Excel.
I mean, Marcoon. Wait, Marcoon is the jungle, right? Marcoon at the end? Yeah, Marcoon is the jungle.
Yeah.
Always confusing both those, but well, maybe it is a. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Oh, Alex in the chat actually quite big brain. Maybe it's a Sunfire build, and then it does make more sense. Like Nashor's Tooth, Sunfire Release.
Of course, there's a tank Elise build. Of course, there is. I mean, we have a few AP assassins in the jungle. Would you like to build them tanky?
No.
I don't really like. I mean, I don't like the Sun Purple at all. I'm also surprised.
Oh,
that
Delusion Nami. Oh,
yeah,
what?
the flash. That's the first blood. That's played fantastically by Bebs.
That's so much damage. That's just a statement first blood from Bebs. Oh, the scoreboard is spiked. Oh, there we go.
Really good. Really good. And also, that's a huge wave that can crash into it, right? 5 CS only for the Sivir.
Yeah. Now Bebs gets the free reset as well. Lux stuck around and hit the tower twice, but that's completely useless. Oh wait, wait. Bot lane doesn't have the what's it called?
Armor.
Yeah, pre 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, doesn't have it.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
I mean, you also just for the support item, right?
Oh yeah, true.
Get those support item stacks, 15 gold, I think.
Right.
I'm quite sure about that. So
I was only
maximize.
thinking about the barricade or whatever it's called. That's
I'm not
only.
sure what it's actually called.
Oh, I can't see it here.
Yeah, but that's an easy first blood. Picked up. Kaka's looking for a potential counter here. So far, no sign of Xcappy having a similar game as last time. This time he just pushed out the wave top lane and then resets again.
Yeah, now Kaki's on the opposite side of the map. Will look for a gank in the bot lane.
He's looking. Where's the cocoon? There's the bubble. Not gonna hit. Aqua Prison. And the cocoon's also gonna miss. Nice flash there by Bruto. I'm just gonna roll a Bruto.
Or Mr. Bond, that works as well.
True, Mr. Bond. Nice flash, Mr. Bond.
Karma will live to see another day, and now the engagement. Bebs.
Gonna be the next one. Aqua Prison's gonna miss the stun onto the Lucian. That is no way to engage. That's the kill picked up by the Viego. Now the possibility to shove in the wave on the other side. Drake's also gonna spawn in a few seconds.
Oh, and
This
it's an
could also be
ocean.
Lucian.
That's such a nice one, especially for someone like the Castarin, who will be struggling a bit with the health region in the early stages when you're playing up against something like the Azir.
Never falter.
Also, Azir is just such a versatile champion when it comes to Keystone. You can go, well, this time around it's the first strike, but you can go Airy, you can go Comet, you can go Lethal Tempo, Hail of Blades, Conqueror, you can go everything. Oh, Butchie.
Yeah, Butchie trying
There's
to go
such a big
for the
melee.
1v1, but that's a lot of damage. That's a really good flash. The ward's not gonna be there in time. And Young King is with the 1v1 on the Camille against the Renekton. Elise.
If Butchie was running Ignite, he gets the solo
That would have
killer.
been a kill.
Yeah.
That's true. But Ice towards the middle because Elise is waiting
Viego
to rush,
getting some
and
trouble here.
Viego is gonna face check. A lot of damage onto Viego, the dash there as well, but not enough to actually get the first kill. Now they're gonna turn it around. Empress Device still is gonna disengage the whole situation. No kills in the end. Viego just dropped low and then just escaped.
Yeah, no kills on the backhand of that one. Both jungler's gonna meet up in the bot side river though.
The teleports towards the top side. So, yeah, but there's no teleport for Butchie. So, it's just gonna be the 3 people on the bottom side. And they're looking for a fight. But they won't really find one. Viego's gonna go towards his own jungle. And that's the first Drake just picked up for Chris Darkside. No contest from VGS.
Yeah, really nice pickup for Darkside with his early game comp. Wanna get stacking those dragons as soon as possible. I wonder if it's Blade Rune King Sunfire on Renekton as well. I think it is. Because that's a Vampiric Scepter.
I'm not happy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really unhappy with what the current meta has to offer for all the champions that not really that strong right now. I mean, Na's in a fantastic place, but he could also probably just build Blade of the Rune King into Sunfire and be happy with it.
I mean, Sunfire Nor is a thing, for sure. Engaging, stuff is close.
See a few trades. Camille just trying to bait in the Renekton, and looks like Butchie will not fall for it.
The
Goes
way
to reset here.
such a bad spot here for Butchie.
He just leaves. It's a power move. He has teleport, so he's gonna
Yeah.
Get back towards the top lane, and that's...
Oh,
Wait, no,
they're,
he's
they're
going
lane
towards the
swapping
Oh!
for the Rift Herald.
Herald's gonna be there. Nice play. I like
That
it,
was
I like
a-
it. Also,
yeah.
just circumvents the fact that there was a gank coming his way. Cassidy with a Rift Walk. Not gonna be able to close the distance just yet. Not enough cooldown on the ultimate. And therefore, it's just Lundqvist Darkside getting the pressure, at least to the top side. River Flash out there. A close one, but not enough. Karma Root will not connect.
So I
The
think
lead's also there.
Darkside recognized the fact that they could not push in that wave top lane, and they also wanted to swap for Herald. So VOD just went for the reset, accepted that the wave was in a really bad spot, and just teleported bot lane where the wave was in a much better spot, and he was happy.
Yeah, and I mean, the farm has not really changed. It's a slight lead for both side lanes, slightly for the mid lane. So far, everything's going according to plan, and also the pressure around the Rift Herald is all there. So that should be easy to pick up. Look at that. 2 turret plates as well.
That's really nice. I think Cassidy really can do a lot against Renekton at this stage.
He can look at him angrily.
True.
That's all you can get.
Obviously, if the Viego goes for a gank and they can find a kill on the Renekton, especially if Cassidy picks that one up, that's really huge for the Cassidy. Oh,
Yeah.
and
It's also going to be the plan.
could be the case.
Viego is going to be there in time, but you can just walk
But
it out.
This is first tower.
Yeah, I mean, I said it before the game. This could just be a very quick game because you just have all the early pressure on every lane. And so far, Darkside actually plays really well. 2k gold up, got every objective so far, 2 minutes before the next Drake spawns, and until then, they are probably gonna have the first item power spikes. The
There's so
individual
much
gold.
gold. Oh, but I wonder if Camille is just gonna freeze. No, she's not.
In theory.
He could have, I think, just perma-froze at wave top, and Butchie could never walk top. Because Darkside didn't push in the second wave with the Rift Herald, but Camille killed it too fast. So that's not gonna happen.
Would be
That
an
happened to me.
option.
Yeah, that happened to me once in solo queue. My jungler plays Rift Herald top, and they didn't push in the wave after, and I could not enter my lane for 4 minutes. I was a bit tilted, to say the least.
I mean, you can just go for the LCS playstyle where they just don't visit top lane at all, is what I've heard.
Yeah, that's what I did. I roamed
Yeah.
for 4 minutes, and then went back and died.
Well, the engaging bot lane exhaust onto the Castle as well, just to keep him close. Flash, the Culling's not gonna hit. Next Realm Walk is gonna be available in just a second. Still enough damage on Bebs. But there's gonna be a few more people joining him on the bot side as he is coming as well. So a Karma Silver not there in time, and that's just a kill for Bebs. Nicely played by the bot lane from Darkside.
There's a small, nice mechanic from Pluck there. He used his Nami bubble onto Beb, so he got the movement speed from the Nami passive. Always nice to see those nice little things.
Yep. That's one thing I actually didn't know for the longest time, that you could just do that.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense, but once you think about it, it actually does make sense.
Yeah, well, because why not? And Elise, by the way, has Nashor's Tooth, so it could very well be the Sunfire.
I'll only believe it once I see it. That's not where I say, okay, I mean, I guess it is the Sunfire cake.
Yeah.
So far, no tank items yet. And the second Drake, though, that's going to be picked up. The Hextech Drake. As always, wrongly shown it's the Cloud Drake.
No.
And everybody's just, it's just the Cloud Soul.
Yeah.
Unlucky. Yeah, that's really
DGS are like, yeah, it's fine, it's Cloud Soul, we can give it.
yeah, that's.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think Cloud Soul is kind of nice for, it's really nice for Renekton. It's kind of nice for Lucian as well with the culling.
Look at that, Bubs with a lot of damage, the tidal wave as well. Not enough to kill Mr. Bond, however. Kekis is going to join the bot lane. We can always see a few trades in the mid lane. That's going to be a skirmish around bot side, though. If VGS don't know this is coming, then it's an easy kill. Viego, however, is on his way, so 3v3 coming up in the bot lane.
Can they find this full tower? Flash in.
Flash forward by Akama. Gets a bit of HP back thanks to a W, but that's not enough to survive the damage. Culling against the Viego as well. Heartbreaker, that's going to be the kill. No, what solution's not enough. Emperor's Divide is going to miss the silver, but still it's 2 kills for 1, and they try to chase.
Oh no!
2 for 2 with that Elise in the turret range.
No,
Just,
actually
got annihilated by the turret, and Silver's not even gonna die. What a disaster. Butchie might even be in trouble against Kassadin here, but this is not a level 11 Kassadin yet, so we should just walk it out with the Dominus, but 2 kills in the end for Silver.
Ah, there's no way Elise dies there. That's so greedy by Kakis.
I mean, all in all, still, you get the bot lane turret. With all the plates as well, so the play in theory, really, really good. Kakis? Yeah, that's just an unfortunate situation.
It was, did Karma die as well? Was it 2 for 2?
Yeah, it was a 2 for 2, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
okay,
sure.
so it was basically a 3 for 2 as Darkside got its last 2 plates on the tower. Well, even more, I guess. A lot of, well, the gold went in favor for Darkside. And now Ebs is in the mid lane, wanna take the last outer tower down as well.
Yeah. And if you take a look at the items, power spikes coming through. We already talked about the Nash's Tooth, but now the Luden's Tempest as well. Also the Gate Force on the Lucian, we already saw it in action.
Well,
On the other hand,
Power is 3.
nobody's going to defend it. Nobody can really defend it. Everybody's to be scared of a potential dive. And that's a 3rd turret down for Darkside. Now up 4,000 gold. I mean, they need to be up this much with this composition, but still, so far everything's going according to plan with a few hiccups.
Yeah. Kills are still 4-4, but Darkside are up 2 Drakes, up almost 4,000 gold, so I think they're still in quite a good spot.
Yeah. I mean, VGS, they just want to stall out the game. They just want to chill.
They
Just
do.
wait for the biggest part or the biggest power spikes to be over. Just get their own power spikes online. Get level 11, get level 16 on the Kassadin. Also get the Camille online to a point where she can actually deal some damage. First item already completed for Camille. That's a big power spike.
And that's a free top lane in the tower. Kassadin's about to hit level 11, by the way. He will on the next wave.
Okay. So we see some counterplay with Kassadin just split pushing to get his levels.
Yeah, I mean, clearly they can do a lot to answer Darkside when they try to siege. So, I mean, let's make it the best of a bad situation, I think.
It's a nice
Comes to
flash.
engage, perhaps culling, and a tidal wave going a bit wide. Forces the disengage from VGS though.
Yeah, and Harold gone over to Darkside as well. So get another tool to push in those turrets to snowball, balloon that gold lead. And the next Drake's going to be on the map in 40 seconds. And even though it is a Cloud Soul, it's still going to be taken. Still going to be used for some further, lead, I suppose. Some more movement speed.
Yeah, and
on the map.
it's also slow resistance up against the Karma Mantra Q and the Kassadin E. It's something.
Yeah.
And the Camille W as well.
It's not all bad. Let's say it as it is.
Yeah.
Another soul would have been more favorable, but you take it, I guess. So next major objective might just be the Baron, and next major play might just be the top lane, where it's a 2v2 with Lucian joining the fray. Dominus popped by Butchie, but the other side, VGS, they can just escape. They can just walk away through the turret. Minion were there.
Meanwhile, Darkside pick up the 3rd dragon. Maybe they'll try to go for something mid here with the Rift Herald.
I mean, they have to use it eventually. Kakis does have the Rift Herald. They have bot lane. Boslund is going to push this wave. Scapi found in his own jungle. Darkside slowly pushing their vision into the enemy jungle. Very nicely played. Scapi now. Yeah, just has to escape. Can't really contest that.
I wonder, maybe they will use the Herald here, or maybe they save it for a bit later, closer to when Baron spawns. It looks like...
Not sure how long the Herald will actually stay alive. Hook shot, that's going to be a catch onto the Nami. A lot of damage onto Blue, but a really good Empress Divide. Boston, however, not going to be able to survive this one. Cassidy with the attempt to kill one more, but that's not enough. 3 kills now for Darkside. And that was a very good Empress Divide.
Yeah, it was indeed once again by Forslund in game 2 of a series. Now Darkside using the Ritual mid lane, they will for sure crack this inner tower, and they might even get a charge up on the inhibitor tower.
Definitely will. And I really like the play, really like that they use the charge onto the mid lane turrets, not the at the turrets, of course, opening up the map that much more. Bushy needs to be careful of the tower shot, but just stays alive. Healthy enough, has the blade of the Rune King finished as well, and Cactus is gonna go for the Sunfire, so it is indeed the Nash's Tooth into Sunfire build that we know from Diana. Now also on Elise. Get it now. Limited time offer.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well go for it when it's available. I wonder how Riot are going to change it, because I mean, you have to build it on tanks, and they're gonna have to nerf it. Maybe they make the burn scale with max HP. Maybe that.
That sounds quite strong.
Yeah, of course it will have to be not a huge scaling, or like.
But even with a bit, that still sounds really strong. But yeah, probably do something about the AP, right?
Yeah, I think they nerf the base damage really much, and then they will have to make it scale with max or bonus HP. Bonus HP.
Bonus HP does sound a lot more understandable. Although that would also add a certain scaling aspect to tanks, like an extra scaling aspect with HP, which would incentivize building HP on every tank, similar to how I'm not quite sure. I think it used to be Sterex, where you need to build HP. Not quite sure if that's the case right now, honestly. But yeah, really, Darkside, they just go for the Baron at this point. HP is gonna come in, so fight about to break out. Also nice sculling, really nice flank there, but Bucci finds the stun, finds the kill onto Karma, also the Camille. No chance to escape this one. That's just 2 clean kills. Really nice play by Darkside.
And that's gonna be Baron. Really nice play by Darkside. He started up instantly, and then they turn around as soon as they see an enemy champion. Don't care who, they just want to kill someone, and then they will pick up the Baron for sure. And now they're just gonna look to 6,000 goalie. Now they're just gonna look to close out the game as cleanly as possible.
Yeah, I mean, so far it was actually surprisingly clean. I was hopeful, but I did not expect such a game after what we saw in the first series. But since you said they either stomp or are getting stomped, you described it in nicer terms, but this looks really good, and it looks like there's actually 2 different teams playing those 2 series, to be quite honest.
Yeah, this usually it's either they play a bit worse for an entire series, or they play a lot better. But now it's we get both. We get both sides.
I just want to show off because I'm here. I'm telling you.
Ah, yeah, true.
So this is the 2 sides of Darkside. I mean, I'm actually impressed by Bebs. So far, he did a fantastic job on the Lucian last game as well. I mean, he was the one who was in the game the longest, who actually held up the hopes for Darkside to still find some form of counterplay. And this game, he's also on the forefront, almost finishing his Infinity Edge as his 3rd item. So really impressed by his play so far.
Yeah, and we also have the double Sunfires completed, by the way.
It is what it is. I mean, now you have a front line at least.
Does it scale with HP, or is it level? Is it scaled with something right now? I don't.
What exactly?
Oh, it scales with level and HP, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, with Baron gone, now it's going towards those turrets. Trying to siege. You don't really have the best siege composition. So Darkside, you can try to dive, you can try to poke with the Azir, but that's about it. So Darkside might have to find some way of creating a good opportunity to actually get these kills. For example, with good wave management, which is happening right now. A lot of damage to Culling. Not enough to kill the Castellan, but a lot of damage. Now the dive. Bushy gets the turret, gets the stun. No follow-up. But they get the turret and they get the inhibitor.
He didn't even use the dominance, but it forced the Silver ultimate to be used.
It is actually still standing. Doing its best Elton John impression. I'm still standing. But not better than it ever could, because it falls down. The bubble is not gonna hit, but still flash out from Xcapi. You know it's not gonna be enough due to the Karma shields, but a lot of damage down onto the Viego. Has to at least bait, and that's quite a big time frame to push in this wave. Baron. We're just waiting for the dive. We're just waiting for the dive. Actually, the engage on the other side. The Aqua Prison finds the Camille, and that's just an easy pick. That was amazing. That was amazing, my plan. And dancing on his grave. That's
the classic laugh spam on Nami where they just spaz out.
Yeah, I mean, what a nice bubble though. Really, really good.
The bubble into the cocoon, I believe, those. Yeah, Camille didn't even have the chance to use her Hextech ultimatum.
And that's the second inhibitor now gone.
Oh.
Bushi, meanwhile, he's just chasing away. It's the Kassadin. Just to make sure he can't get back in time, and that should be the kill. Take enough, not even needed.
I think Sunfire got the last hit there.
I mean, the build deals with not surprising amount of damage, but I feel like Blade of the Ruined King is probably everybody just builds this. Not quite sure why exactly. If you could enlighten me, I would be very glad. But
I mean, I'm just gonna look at the stats. Every single auto deals 12% of their current health as physical damage as a bonus. That's so much.
Yeah.
And when you're playing Renekton, your W is like, when you have an empowered W, it's like 3 or 4 autos in one. That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage, and what's also a lot of damage is the damage that Darkside are currently doing to the base of... Let me just do that up again, because I always forget it. VGC, the Culling. I also got to do a little bit of poke damage. Culling also not that big of a cooldown anymore. Level 13, of course not level 16. But we don't want to get that. We want to finish this game as soon as possible. It's the 26th minute. 2 items, no, 3 items even on the Sivir. So this Sivir has been able to farm. This Sivir has been able to hold her on. The next engage with the flash. This time Exegol Demand is going to hit the tidal wave to get 2-1 and knock up, and the kills are coming through the dive. The Dominus just beneath the turret. Bushi does not care. 3 kills for Darkside. Only 1 left alive after they find another one. It's only the Camille who's not in time to save the first Nexus turret, already down to half HP. The TP is coming through as well. Elise will not die to yet another turret. Second Nexus turret is almost going to be gone. Now the hook shot with the stopwatch to just dodge the stun. Damage not enough. Bushi might be in trouble, but just the Carver Meek to stay alive, and that's a wonderful second game. What a clean game by Darkside to close out this series 1-1.
And I was literally like night and day. Darkside got obliterated in game 1 and they stomped game 2.
Yeah, I mean, that was amazing. Both sides of the coin. I'm really excited. I had a lot of fear after that first game that the second one would be a quick game and would look similarly, but no. Darkside actually coming out swinging with a huge second game.
Yeah, I think that it's really important, obviously for the standings, but also for the just team morale to be able to swing back like that after such a tough loss and, well, dominate really.
Yeah, I feel like Darkside at this point has to be a team that is probably the strongest in terms of mental game. Because coming back with this force after the first game is, I mean, that's not even only surprising. That's really, really strong. I'm just glad that it actually happened, and it shows the strength that Darkside has.
Yeah. And we're actually also gonna get an interview after that one with
Ooh.
Bebs, the AD carry of Darkside.
I mean, absolutely deserved. What can I say? Probably the best player, at least in my eyes, that we saw today. Had a decent performance in the first game where everything kind of fell apart. Really good showing in the second one. Very aggressive. Of course, you have the Nami Lucian. You have a very aggressive combination, but then you, of course, also have to execute. And he did indeed execute.
Indeed.
Hello, hello.
Oh, hello, Bebs. I think. Wait, we lost Barkley because I. Wait, I didn't add you. Wait, I kind of griefed. Just chill
Oh,
1
no.
second. Chill 1 second. Wait.
Are we even in the same org?
Wait.
Sent you a friend request.
Yes. This is not scuffed. This is completely fine. I will solve this. I will invite my co-caster. Boom.
Boom.
What up?
Okay,
Hello, hello.
saved. Okay, welcome, Bebs.
Thank you,
After that
thank you.
1-1 performance, game 1 and game 2 was like ninth and day. How did this series feel?
It felt decent. I think the lane was pretty easy to play. It's like hard for the Sivir to do anything. Like, yeah, it was a pretty easy game in terms of lane wise, but then it's always like when you play Lucian Nami, and if you're not ahead enough by like the lane when the lane ends, it always feels bad to play it. Even worse when the top side is that far ahead. So, but yeah, it was a decent game. Both of them, I felt like we griefed like some small plays in the first game that made it hard to play, but it is what it is.
I would like to ask, who made the Baron call in game 1?
I think it was like us starting to discuss it at like 1 minute before Drake. We're all just like, I can't remember who first said it, but everyone was like, yeah, we can probably do this. And now there's no way they won't ward it, right? It's the only comeback play we have. There's no way they just let us do it. And yeah, someone baited them bot lane, I think. I don't know if it was Bush or someone, but
was
then they
Forslund.
already dragged Foslund. Yeah. So Foslund dragged 2 players down, and then it was like, oh yeah, this is probably doable now. And we kind of just went. It was a real blunder by them, for sure.
Definitely was. Barkley, do you have any? Yep.
Yeah. How? What was the situation like between the games? Because obviously, as I have stated during the cast as well, you clearly are the strongest team in terms of mental game. I mean, can't really say anything about that. So, how was the situation like after the first game?
Everyone went full mute, didn't say a word, went into draft, accepted his thing, and then we just started playing again. No, not really. I don't know. We all have pretty good. We all have pretty good mental. We laugh about the game, and like, yeah, I don't think we have like a lot of hard feelings in the team. Like, if we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. But yeah, I don't feel like we are the team that gets quiet and like gets mad at each other because we lose. It's like happens, and we just go next game. Which I think we show pretty clearly by just doing the same draft over again, pretty much, at least for the start. So yeah, I think, yeah, that's why we probably bounce back a lot after our first loss as well. Because
I mean, after a very one-sided loss as well. So,
yeah, exactly.
I'm very glad to see a very positive side of Darkside, because of course this was the first time I was actually I was able to join Basic, and because of that I also have a question that's a bit more general. And with the situation you're now in, which is of course not the most favorable in terms of standings, what's the goal that you and maybe also the team have set for yourself for this split and for the rest of the split?
I think Bushi mentioned something when I left the call about blocking people for playoffs. So maybe that's the thing, because I think we are secure to not play relegations games, but I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the standings. But it's just to play and have fun. It's like play the best you can, and pretty much. I mean, it's always what it's about, right? To develop as a player, and I think that kind of answers it.
Yep. So looking at the standings, you have now made sure that you will not be instantly demoted to Division 4, but there is still a chance to end up in the Div 3-4 relegation. So no inting next time around. I'm not saying this to you, but maybe pass this along to someone who played Gwen in game 1.
Oh yeah, that guy. I'll for sure give him a hint.
Yeah, because otherwise we have a top laner in this call right here. So
Oh yeah, I will surely hit you up game 2 if that happens again. The Gwen incident.
yeah. Okay, Mebs, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Good
thank
luck
you very
with your last series of the split next week.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Yeah, bye bye.
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 Okay, Barkley, do you have any closing words on that one?
What a chat. I mean, yeah. Thank you very much for letting me join you today. I'm really glad to get back into English casting. Really glad to also get back into the NLC scene in general, which I feel like I have been missing quite a lot. So yeah, also glad to, of course, kind of come back to the best team that the NLC has to offer. Lightside, or in this case, Darkside. Huge fan. Other
can
than
only
that,
agree.
thank you very much. That's and also thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna go ahead and drop your Twitter in the chat. This guy, Smurfs, he casted, if you didn't watch it, he casted the test, Telia. But was it only Sweden? Or did he cast more than Sweden?
So I was mainly on Sweden, but we did Sweden and Denmark both. And I also I also casted Tilia Masters for Unique. Unique second best team in the NLC.
Well, not so sure about that one, but I'll let that one slide. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me, Barkley. It's been a pleasure. And thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Next week on Sunday, hopefully, or well, depends when the match is scheduled, but most likely next Sunday at 7 at 19 Central European Summertime, Darkside are playing up against Excel Esports. Don't miss that one. In the meantime, stay awesome. Stay hydrated because it's really hot in lots of parts of the world right now. And have a wonderful evening. We're out. Bye bye.